as Paul said, we are sponsors, so we get free spots to speak, so have to hear me out for 20 minutes. Okay. Okay, so it shows. What I want to speak today, it's about flexible, scalable, integrated mobile application and how we approach clients and how we continue in the journey. We are not an agency, we are new to mobility. We started our partnership with Apple like 1 year ago. Meanwhile, we started with 1-2 apps and we have now more than 110 industry apps with Apple. But that's not all. When we talk about mobility now, Apple is not the only partner that we want to engage, but our clients, our former clients, and our new clients. Today, it's about mobile vision, traditional giants, which we are and which we need to transform. Traditional giants, which our clients are, and they want to go to digital leaders, mobile journey, optimizing business to components-based model, and bridging cognitive to the edge. I don't want to bore you about Watson, but I'll tell you a bit in the end, and you can ask questions about how we envision cognitive and how actually, what you can actually do with Watson and what you can actually do not do. Okay. So I've talked a bit about Apple, and with this slide is going to finish. It's a simple slide. It's not all about iOS, but we've learned a lot from them. How to engage with clients, how to design for clients, and how client user experience sometimes is more important than the actual delivery. Because for them, everything is a journey. If we deliver an app in 3 months, and that app it goes out of stage in 6 months, that's not good enough. We need to spend those 3 months to understand our client. Only so we can partnership with them, engage, land, and expand. So about mobile vision. Several times when I'm working with clients, they don't have a vision. They know they want to build mobile apps because that's the new trend. And if it's not going to be mobility, there are going to be watches, IoT, and what else is new? Fine. But what about their mobile vision or their mobility vision? How do you go with a client, which is a giant, has lots of money, would put you the money on the table and say, in 3 weeks, I give you the money, just give me some apps, put me there on the stage, yeah? How do you tell him no? You don't take the money from the client. He would give it to you, it's not a problem. But why would you tell him no? How do you engage with this client going further? How do you engage him, and how do you make sure his mobile vision is what it should be? Well, fail fast to succeed sooner. It's not a problem if we fail with our clients and we don't engage for them, it's telling them we're not going to fail. No, we want to discover them. They're going to fail because they don't know what they want. That's one of the biggest problems with engaging with the client. They know everything about their industry, and we are working now with the big cargo shipments. I suppose you heard about Maersk, or big banks. They want to develop, they want to go to the mobility, they have lots of legislations around them. Finnair, SAS, they are parts of our clients. They know what they're doing in their branch, but when it comes to mobility, they encounter challenges in scoping and defining the hills of what they want. So what we want to go with them? We want to develop design thinking. We want to take them to accelerate solution delivery, make a consistent stack for them, IBM or non-IBM. Respect their technology stacks, respect their people, and try to build and engage with them. Okay, we want to secure the life cycle, and we want to monitor and continue. We are not there to deliver one app, we are there to deliver a mobile strategy. And this is how we engage. This is why the factory model is in place. In a big company, one app is not enough. You should normally always think yourselves about the litmus test. Do you know the litmus test from chemistry? It's not that old, but like, it's an interesting thing. Is it actually suited for mobility? How many times you get requirements or you go to like freelancers and people have ideas, but how do they test them if they are suited for mobility? How do you advise your client to be suited for mobility? And this being said, it's our actual requirement industry pain point. Will it help me to be powered by analytics, designed for mobility, or empowering my employee? what's actually my gain? What's my incentive at the end? So the normal challenges that we encounter is that we have mobile demand from everywhere in the business, but it's not aggregated. We don't have stable technology stacks, okay? We don't have mobile capabilities or small hinges everywhere, but they are not aggregated. So our journey and our work starts here, building the mobile vision for them. Do you know about the coffee? Well, you drink it, I suppose, or yeah. Oh, well, I drink it a lot. Okay, why is coffee not a user experience? It should be, right? I suppose so, but let's go a bit to the ground rules. We all know, okay, there are some plantations and stuff, but how do actually coffee goes to us? What do we actually want to see? This is not my user experience. I want my cool coffee. And I want it when I want it and with the flavor that I want it. So do I actually care that they take the beans and make sure that they are single blended, not single blended, grounded enough or not grounded? No, I don't care. Do I care that these beans, maybe they travel miles until they reach to me? No. Maybe they go by truck. Maybe they actually go with the train. But to be honest with you, this is not actually a client experience. And to give you an interesting fact, because it took me 1 year to know this after I delivered an app for the client about transporting and containers. Yeah, it took me 1 year speaking with someone that actually was doing coffee transportation out of the 1,000 merchants that are transported to tell me, newly built containers are not suitable for coffee. Yeah? They are not suitable, they don't look good outside, okay? But the coffee has to be in a container that it's old, so it maintains the blend. And we do transportation for the full Starbucks. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, when I put all my 10K cargoes into a vessel, then I need to know that the containers I use for coffee right now will be scheduled when I arrive to return with also merchandise that it's suitable for this type of containers, and I don't want to transport meat in old containers. So I kind of need to do a bit of analytics. My app has to show me this. My app has to show me as a provider that I'm monitoring and I'm not losing money. And as a receiver, as a client of my client, that I can return back and I have the suitable condition. But in the end, for the client, this is what user experience is. This is what my coffee should look like. I don't care on all the others. I just care that my beans arrive safely, and these are my beans. So in this area, I truly believe that culture is strategy and technology for lunch. We have to understand our culture. We are working with multinational companies, multi-global, multi-location. In a company, they have different leaders and strategy. How do you do strategy for such things? How do you find the universal mobile app? And then we are some giants trying to go from a very cultural, let's say not waterfall, because that's a bit cumbersome and overused, but from a culture-driven model, big companies, to a digital transformation. And how do we do that? How is our business coming to? Yeah? Well, we go to a company and they have areas. Each area tries to push itself. Field, sales, legals, engineering, human resourcing. They will all want something, but they don't go aggregated. If we build a mobile app for all of them, we'll end up for a company building 20 mobile apps. This is bullshit. It has to scale. It has to have a representative product. You don't need to build 20 mobile apps. That's wrong. You have to have a suite or a roadmap, but you have to know what's your goal in the end. And what do we challenge? Well, standards, lack of usage, system fragmentation, volatility, implications, inconsistent brand experience and brand impact. because companies have a brand department, but all the other fields which need something to optimize their small work, they don't care on branding. Okay, so you come up and you design for them and end up to push, and branding says, hey, stop, what did you do? This is pain point. This means you didn't understand your client well. And before going to the movie, a bit about digital. It's like we say cognitive, analytics, some and many. I have some problems with these words. What is actually digital? Well, the simple definition is that it's a technology that connects people with machines, right? What's a digital transformation then? Well, we still have the people and the machines in lots of the big companies. But when we say digital transformation, is that we what? We optimize how our business works, we lean in the process, and we have transparency. Because how we go future is if we actually know how to identify our pain points and we transparently see where are our issues, how do we improve, how our clients give us feedback. We are in the some companies. We are transforming business in behalf of our clients. This is where we are. We are not a creative agency. We don't engage like this. We would like to have all the ideas from the creative agencies, and we are learning from them, as we are learning from Apple. But we are still in the some companies, and this is how we present ourselves this year to you. Maybe next year will be better. And mobile journey, how do we start? Well, what if I go from an ad to Uber? What if I go from lots of news to news online? And then, okay, I do an app, but this all gets trashed. Why? Because in the end, this app has to evolve. And the only way it can evolve if everything that's in the behind, it's a component. Everything that is in behind, it's structurable, it's scalable, it can transform, you can test it, you can scope it, and you can use it further on in other apps. If you don't have news online, what will you have? Newspapers, yeah, we kind of go back sometimes. But maybe my news online has to show in 3 years and be, I don't know, news online, marketing, feedback, plus some chats, right? Fine. Then I don't need to redo all my app. That would be wrong. I just need to add 2 more components, and they'll be pushed directly to my app, because I know my app is going to support it. It's built so that it's going to support it from day one. So I'm not going and engaging and adding to my client more costs. I'm saying to my client, yes, 2 years ago it was good, but now we rethink it. How many times have you heard that? We made some errors, this is a pain, we do it better. Well, actually, we should think in doing it better and having a structure where we can construct on. So, a bit of how we do it. Resuming, when we are talking about the factory, what you see in the mobile app is just the end result. What we see in the behind, it's, well, lots of components which don't match, which are not aggregated, which are not built to come to the mobile experience, to come with Scalable, with microservices side. We normally find lots of structures which actually don't match or match through ways that you would want to imagine. Our work starts there. From there, we build it to a puzzle that actually matches. When the puzzle is ready and my backend is solid, then I can start and build the front end to that. I'm not showing a mobile app which won't actually work because I don't understand my backend. To give you a small, you have a normal custom app and you have a factory model. A part of the months and the use cases and the prices that you get, because you do get half of optimization, you get a 30% burn down, and your teams and your provider that is working for you, it's more mature. They can support more, they'll work more, and they'll produce more goods for you. So we do recommend in going into a factory components model where we build and we transform, but this doesn't mean that we change our apps from every year. This is a new app, take a new app, take a new app. No, everything has a roadmap. And to finalize, to be honest, mobile apps right now, they're at the stage that they push for something new, and mobility pushes for something new. So in my view, there is no mobility or no mobile app should focus on just displaying info or maybe offering feedback or recommendation. It has to offer more. It has to bring cognitive to the age. And I suggest, and if you have time, to go and check the free from IBM Watson in Bluemix and play around with them. Currently, what we do into our apps is that we use T-Leaf. We integrate the analytics from there, and we aggregate them from a business perspective to our clients, so they know exactly how many users from which type of continent, from which type of devices, which type of business models are using the app and into what purposes. And I think that's important, because that's the only way as our clients will understand their clients. So, thank you, and question everything.
Thank you, Larissa. It was very good. Yeah, just checking that. We have a couple of minutes 10 minutes for questions. Could I also have Alexandru, the next speaker, come and set up while we ask him the questions, because the next one will have a break. Yeah. So any questions? IBM is doing a lot of cool stuff, at least in my sector with Swift and Apple. So they do a lot of things online. The Blue Box and Bluemix, I think it's called, yeah.
With Apple, we are working more in promoting products. Mm-hmm. But some of the products are not like ready to be used by old clients, because they still want all their ERP systems into an app. Sure. So you have to bring them step by step until they're.
But it's embracing the future, and it's pretty good. And we're building something clever on the web as well with Kitura, a web framework that allows you to use Swift on the servers. So it's doing a lot of clever stuff.
It's not true, though.
Yeah. Any questions about what? Oh, there's one there.
Hi. I know that several months ago, maybe a year, you were using an SDK for cross-platform mobile development from IBM. I'm not sure if you are still using it.
You mean Worklight?
Yeah. Are you still using it, or have you switched to Swift?
Yeah, it's part of the. Well, it's part of the Apple IBM program as well. But we use now. Well, now it's called Mobile First, and for the program itself, for normal usage, is a 7.1, which is the released version. There is an 8 on the beta that also is currently in work, but for Apple IBM, they use on Mobile First for iOS 8, but that's undedicated, not open to public SDK right now, because it's only in the program. But it will be once with the new release of the Mobile First for public, the 8 one.
So this is all Worklight?
It's rebranded, it's not called Worklight anymore, but Mobile First. But yes, it's optimized for both Swift and Android, so you won't get with the 8 you won't get the current problems like bitcode. Like for Android, you get too many files on the wrapping, so we have some problems over there. Some methods which are deprecated, which will be solved into the 8. If you want more, I'll give you the exact what's compatible and what's not compatible. If you ask me, the MIPS itself, all of them, like MFP, PhoneGap, Xamarin, they all have pros and cons. The thing is that being supported, let's say, by a trust in the behind, it's more accurate that they will be stable and aligned and solve all of this in the future years than trying to build a stack, a very open stack, which is not, you don't know exactly its maintainability for the next 5 years. But I'm all for open stacks if they are good, if they match our clients' needs, and they don't have very big compliance and policy licenses when you use them in the corporate world.
Thank you.
We have time for one more. No? Okay, cool. In that case, we're going to have 10 minutes break. I'm going to resume at 12 o'clock. Thank you.
Yeah.